Clocks of all shapes and sizes are hanging on people's walls, ready for the change this weekend.
Emily Deem is live at the Clock Place with more. Hi, Em.
Good morning, Rachel and Pete. Hi, everybody. You have to check out all the different clocks they have out here. We're at Clock Place in Green Bay. Dave Birschbach is here with me. He repairs, restores, makes house calls for clocks. It's pretty unreal. It's been here for 17 years. We're going to show you some clocks this morning. One clock that I think is very familiar to people, the grandfather clock. But tell me about this one that you have in your store, Dave.
Well, this clock is a little bit different than most grandfathers in that it has tubes inside of it, much like a xylophone with tubes. And so this clock strikes on the tubes rather than on chime rods.
That's such a pretty sound.
Very nice.
And this was actually made in Kewanee, is that right?
Yeah, this clock was made in the Kewanee plant, Swoboda's, and they're no longer with us, but we do repair their clocks. We repair all kinds of clocks.
Yeah, so let's talk about that because you have some clocks in here that are, what, 100 years old?
We do.
We're going to walk this way. Mike's going to go the other way to show you some of these clocks because it's pretty amazing. So tell me about the two that we have right over here, Dave.
Well, these clocks are from turn of the century. The clock on the right was probably from the 1890s, and they only made these clocks for about 20 years. And so anytime anybody has a clock like this, we call it a gingerbread because you see what's on the clock, and the glass has decorations.
Wow.
And of course the other clock that was made at that time period is like the black mantles.
Yeah, let's look at this one over here. This is really interesting.
And these were made right around the turn of the century. Many times they put a statue such as this on the clock. It was something that was an option that people could choose to do.
This one here intrigues me.
Yeah, this is a beautiful clock.
Where did you get this? I mean, people bring in clocks too that they want you to repair, right?
This is a clock that we repaired for the people, and it's actually a consigned clock right now that if somebody buys it, the people are selling it, but we have it here. And if you look inside the clock, there's this gear. We call that open escapement. It's extremely desirable in a clock to have this extra gear like this that just moves out there in front, and I guess maybe it's your way of knowing the clock's running.
This would just be a beautiful place to work in because I don't know if you can hear it, Rachel and Pete, but all the clocks are going off at the same time, and I could only imagine at the top of the hour or every half hour all of the sounds that you hear, Dave.
Sure.
Well, we're going to be with Dave all morning, and you know he's talking about restoring, repairing those clocks. We're going to show you some really cool stuff and some other clocks that he has. I mean, there are a ton in here, so you won't want to go anywhere. We'll send it back to you for now.
Cool
Thanks,
stuff. Thanks, Em.